Tiny feathers in the snow, flitting fast where the cold winds blow. A cardinal bright, a jay so blue, they sing a song just for you. Hopping, darting, oh so spry, like ornaments against the sky. Little wings of wonder, they make me smile, dancing through the pine trees mile by mile. Chickadees and robins, a festive sight, my favorite holiday birds take flight.
Little Wings of Wonder.
You know, it's easy to look out at your backyard when it's all covered in snow and think, well, not much going on out there. But you'd be so wrong. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the secret lives of winter birds and the incredible hidden drama that unfolds right outside your window.
So do you really think your backyard just goes dormant for the winter?
Not a chance. It's actually a bustling hub of activity, packed with feathered residents who've totally mastered the art of surviving the cold. You just need to know where and how to look.
This quote just nails it, doesn't it? It perfectly captures that little bit of magic in winter bird watching. It isn't just about ticking species off a list, it's about the thrill of the unknown. I mean, every single morning is a brand new chance to see who's visiting, and you get to witness their incredible survival stories firsthand.
Okay, so let's think about our backyards in a totally new way. Forget the idea of an empty space. Instead, picture it as this grand stage where a captivating drama plays out every single day. And the cast of characters? It's always changing, and each one has its own amazing story of survival. So today, let's meet the stars of the show.
First up, we've got the regulars. These are the tough-as-nails residents who stick around all year long. You know, the familiar faces who figured out exactly how to handle the cold right in your neighborhood.
Now check this out. Take a look at these two. They're both facing the exact same problem, how to store food for winter, but their solutions are completely different. The chickadee, oh man, it's a memory champion. It hides thousands of seeds, one at a time, in different spots, and somehow remembers where they all are. Then you've got the nuthatch, who's more of a master packer, just wedging bigger nuts and seeds into tree bark. It's just a fascinating look at how different species adapt.
And to really get a sense of the pressure these little guys are under, get this. A black-capped chickadee has to eat 35% of its own body weight every single day. To put that in perspective, that's like an average person having to eat 60 pounds of food a day just to stay warm. It's unbelievable! They pull this off by shivering all night and even going into a state of controlled hypothermia called torpor, all to save precious energy.
And it's not just the chickadees and nuthatches, of course. Other year-rounders have their own clever tricks. The downy woodpecker, for example. It just avoids the whole competition for seeds by going after insects hidden deep in tree bark. And then you have the northern cardinal. What a success story. It used to be a southern bird, but it's been expanding its range way up north, bringing that amazing splash of crimson to our grayest winter days.
All right, let's move on to the next group in our cast, the predictable migrants. These aren't our year-round locals. No, these are the seasonal visitors who basically treat your neighborhood like their personal winter vacation spot. You know how some people fly south for the winter to escape the cold? Well, birds do it too, just kind of in reverse. We call them snowbirds, and they're a sure sign that winter is officially here. The dark-eyed junco is the classic example. They spend their summers way up in the forest of Canada, and then, boom, as soon as the temperature drops, they head south to our backyards, showing up right on cue with the first snow. And this is where it gets really fun, because each of these snowbirds has its own little personality. You've got to keep an eye out for the junco's signature hop and scratch dance it does to find seeds, and just marvel at the American tree sparrow. This tiny little traveler comes all the way from the Arctic and survives on the smallest seeds you can imagine. And if you get lucky, you might spot the white-throated sparrow, which actually comes in 2 different color patterns, and each one has its own distinct personality. How cool is that? Okay, now we get to the most unpredictable and honestly the most exciting actors on our winter stage. These are the Irruptive species, the total surprise guests who show up unannounced and can turn a quiet backyard into an absolute feeding frenzy overnight.
So what makes these birds so random? It all comes down to one thing: food. Unlike the snowbirds who are on a regular schedule, these guys only show up when they're truly desperate. When the food supply in their northern homes completely crashes, they're forced to head south looking for anything to eat. And when they do, they don't just trickle in. They arrive in these huge, spectacular flocks.
And these eruptive species come in all shapes and sizes. You've got your seed eaters like pine siskins and common redpolls who will just descend on your feeders in a chattering whirlwind when their natural food runs out. And then you get the predators like the northern shrike. This bird is just wild. It's a songbird that hunts like a hawk, and it'll head south looking for rodents and other small birds when things get tough up north.
So, who's the invisible director of this whole backyard drama? Well, more often than not, it's the weather. Weather doesn't just set the scene, it literally dictates the actions of every single character on that stage.
Hey, have you ever noticed how your bird feeder just becomes a chaotic whirlwind of activity right before a big storm rolls in? That's not a coincidence. Birds are incredible little meteorologists. They can actually sense the drop in barometric pressure that signals a storm is coming, and they instinctively know, okay, time to load up before it hits. It's an amazing display of nature's own early warning system.
And it's not just the big storms that shape their lives. The weather is constantly changing the whole set. A blanket of snow can bury all their favorite seeds. A sheet of ice can lock away berries. But a storm can also be a blessing in disguise, maybe breaking open branches and revealing totally new food sources. For these birds, their world is a constantly shifting puzzle, and they have to adapt, sometimes at a moment's notice.
Okay, so now that you know the cast of characters and the insane challenges they face, here's the really exciting part. You can actually play a role in this story. You can help change the script from a pure struggle for survival into a story of thriving.
So how can you help? It's actually pretty straightforward. By providing these 4 key things, you can turn your backyard into a 5-star winter resort for birds. And the key word here is consistency. When birds learn they can count on you for food, water, and shelter, believe me, they'll keep coming back, year after year.
Think of your bird feeder as a buffet. The more variety you put out, the more guests you're going to attract. Black oil sunflower seeds are the ultimate crowd pleaser. They're packed with the high-energy fat birds need. Niger seed is like a special treat just for the finches, and a good quality mix will keep all the sparrows and juncos very, very happy.
And please remember, a great bird habitat is so much more than just a feeder. Think of your yard as a complete ecosystem. Just leave the dead flower heads in your garden. They're a natural seed source. A simple pile of branches can provide a safe haven from storms and predators. A heated bird bath, that will be the most popular spot on the block on a freezing day, I guarantee it. And by placing your feeders near some trees or shrubs, you're giving the birds a quick escape route from any danger.
So why do all this? Well, for me, it's about more than just the joy of seeing these beautiful creatures up close. It's about knowing that my efforts are making a real, tangible difference in their lives. By providing just a little bit of food, water, and shelter, you are genuinely helping them survive the absolute toughest time of the year. And that's a pretty amazing feeling.
And that, right there, is what makes this so captivating. Every day is a new possibility. Will the regulars be there? Will a flock of snowbirds show up with the next cold front? Or will you wake up to a surprise visit from some of those eruptive species from the far north? The stage is set. All you have to do is watch.
Greeting Little Wings of Wonders, I'm Bradley Barkhurst, creator of Little Wings of Wonder. Thanks for joining me today. I want people to know that Little Wings of Wonder is not just a YouTube series, but a series of books as well. You can purchase the books at major retailers such as Barnes & Noble and Amazon. We have a whole series, Little Wings of Wonder, the book on hummingbirds, inside the fascinating world of hummingbirds. We also have one called Little Wings of Wonder, Butterfly Magic from Caterpillar to Garden. And also, for those of you who wish to purchase gifts for the holiday, we have a new one called Little Wings of Wonder, Holiday Birds, a festive guide to winter's feathered friends. So I hope you enjoyed the series, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you.